Hey guys, this is my setup. This is my wave setup. So with my wave setup, I use the Dark Bowmaster. Let's look at his items. So right now I don't have a good bow, so I only level it up to 25. Once I do have a better bow, I'll get rid of this. So not so good. Cold damage is useless. The damage is okay. The area skill damage is useless because he uses arrow. I don't think area skill damage would do anything with that. But I do have a decent bracelet, so it's a critical damage and damage plus the cooldown. Cooldown's okay, not so much. I prefer maybe +1 arrow, but what can you do? I don't have it. So that's my Dark Bowmaster. My Dark Hunter is just basically to buffed up my archers, my town archers. So for 6.5 seconds, it's 200% speed, and it will increase my the speed of my archers to 50% also whoever he's close to or next to the for the archers, he will make it 50% faster. And my dark elf, this is for MP steal and HP steal. So damage, critical chance, area damage, that's alright I guess. But I need attack speed, just so the more I attack, the more HP and MP I get back. So attack. I would prefer +1 arrow here too. So, but I don't have it, so this is why I have. Very low. I mean, with this one, she doesn't have a lot of damage though. Even with her level, it's like 3600, so still not a lot. And I use the wizards. Well, I just started using the fire wizard again. I was using Zeus, but I'm not gonna use Zeus for now. So I guess I'm gonna end up using the the ice, light, and fire wizard. Now, the ice wizard is just here basically to increase the damage of the light wizard, because with the ice wizard has a 90% damage of offensive wizard either side of the heroes. So because of that, I have 17,000 damage on my dark wizard and 47,000, almost 48. So if I take him off, how do I take him off? Watch, if I take him off, my damage is from 47 to 25,000, from 17,000 was it to 89,900. So I need him. Also, he slows down and freezes the enemies. So when he freezes, this one is good, Frozen Heart. But right now I'm not using him because I need more gold. So I'm using the whip and the wheel. I mean, you can do this if you're strong enough, but if you're not, I would recommend using the Frozen Heart and the Mechanic Quiver. So that. What else here? So basically, my items on this one: damage, attack speed, attack speed. So I need attack speed so he can slow and freeze as fast as he can. And this one, I just have massive damage, lightning damage on this one. So I have 2 lightning damage, lightning, knockback on my staff, and this one lightning, critical damage, and lightning. So that's why he has pretty high damage. He usually is my second, sometimes third, depending if there's a lot of flying units, he would be like the second highest damage, and if there's a lot of ground, my flame ogre would be the second. So that, and my my lightning, I mean my fire has damage My fire wizard is damage, critical damage, and flying damage. Not too good, but it's alright. But this one's decent. Critical damage, fire, and a cooldown, so I can use that meteor attack more often. Okay, what else? Oh, the pure wizard. This one, I just got this staff this week. The cooldown. I've been waiting for a cooldown. I don't know if there's a cooldown plus -2, 2 seconds cooldown items. That'd be like like triple effect. But right now, that's pretty good too. And this is this bracelet, the cooldown. I remember this is my first reward for season for making the top 100 season. You get a reward. This is my very first one, so I won't forget this one. So that's pretty good. So with that, my pure wizard right now has a 12.1 seconds cooldown, so that's less than other ones. My flame ogre is like, yeah, it's pretty strong, but I do have a lot of cooldown on this one, so I can attack more. So this is what I have. But yeah, it's a cooldown, fire damage, cooldown -1.8 seconds, damage percent, cooldown again, and fire damage percent. So it's pretty good. And yeah, this is the flame ogre. And my dark necro, this is a must also for especially for bosses. So right now I have a cooldown, so all I need on this one is the cooldown, so I'm not gonna level it up. The cooldown doesn't go up on this one, so like usually the bottom effect, the third one doesn't go up even though you level it up, so it's useless for me to level the staff. And I don't have a good ring yet. I need a cooldown ring, but that will do for now. So I got that. Dark necro. Then the bishop also buff my town archer and my heroes. So this one, so it would heroes attack speed would be 50% faster for 5 seconds. So and the damage of my archers would be 100% more for 5 seconds. So yeah, like it's very useful on those items. So I have a MP cooldown damage, so I wish it's a cooldown, but that's what I have right now. And my stone giant, I like the stone giant too, so he's pretty good. So I have MP. Yeah, he costs a lot right now. I have a lot of the MP cost reduction on this one. Without it, I would say at least 5,000 MP to just make a stone giant. So I have a 2 seconds cooldown. I leveled this up because of most the MP costs actually. So yeah, MP cost, and cooldown, and the ring also has the MP cost, cooldown, and +1 summon unit. So I would have 3 instead of 2 giants, and if I use the bar, I would have 5 giants, stone giants. So that's what I have. I used the smith too. I got cooldown 9.2. That's why I had to level it up, because it's not the bottom cooldown, it's the top, the second effect cooldown. And I got this recently too. It's pretty good. It's a cooldown, and damage. So I like that one. What else here? I used to use mechanical Ram, but I stopped using him right now. So, and that is my wave setup, and I use tower, hero guild, archer guild, and I use this one, thornworm, for splash damage basically, and ground. This one is a must no matter what. So he can attack 5 at the same time, so 5 no, enemy monsters would have damage of 31,000. So that's pretty good. This one basically slows them down. I just need, because of Zero, it's very useful, because any slowed monsters, so it would be a 10 additional damage to slowed monsters. And yeah, so that's good. So I use Zero for that. Well, look, yeah, so Zero, this is my item for Zero, which is pretty good actually. Cold damage, attack speed, area skill damage, and that's for the staff, and this is for the bracelet. Attack speed, knockback, and cold damage, so that's decent. And let's see here. So this is my, this is, I always use Cursed Knife, so you always see me using Cursed Knife. And because it's a regular waves, I can use what's that, this waves. When I do waves, I use the whip for the colony cooldown, and the iron wheel also for the gold cooldown. So if I'm losing, I would replace this two, the whip and the wheel, with the frozen heart and the mechanic quiver. So that's if I'm losing. Right now I'm not losing, so I'm a little bit ahead, so this two stays. And yeah, that's my wave setup. And I do have another one that I am experimenting with. This is, I do waves too, but it's not as strong. I added the witches. They're only level 1000 because I don't want them to use a lot of MP. I'll explain that later. But yeah, this is this is an experimental, but so I'm not gonna explain this. So we'll move on to, this is my gold build, my gold items. So I'll show you how much gold I can get. Now, when I want to get gold, what I would do is I would do one wave and watch an ad. So with that, I can get about 250 to 300 million, like one wave and one ad. Now, after I watch the ad, I would close the ad and close the game. Once I open it up, the game, once you open it up, the game would, like, every time you do one wave, it would show up another ad. As long as you close the game, it would do that. So I'll show you, because I closed the game on this one, so I'm gonna do, this one. We'll do that, and we'll just make sure we don't lose. We'll take off the 30%, the greenhorn effect. So depending on your level and your items, like the higher waves you are, the more gold you'll get. So back then I was only getting like less than 100 million per ad. Now I can get up to like 250 million. Average about 200 million in one ad. So let's just do this. The greenhorn, this is the only thing that I paid for the game, for $4.99. It does makes the monster appear 30% faster. So I canceled that. This is in the low side, 186 million. I'm not gonna watch it because I'm making a video, but like if I watch this, after I watch it, I would close it and I open it up again and do another wave and watch the ad. So with that method, right now I can get a billion gold in about 5.5 minutes. Back then it was like 10 minutes and even like 15 minutes. Now it's getting lower because my waves is getting higher, so the ads is getting higher also. Okay, so with that setup, I use the gold bar, the golden heart. And this one, as long as you use the auto battle time, you get 15% extra gold. And I do use the auto battle time, so this one just to help me finish the wave. I use, yeah, like the curse knife, I always use it. And I added this one because the orc band, because his one of his effect has a more 20% more monsters, so ideally that would be like 20% extra gold. That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, so that's how I use him. I don't use the the gold castle anymore because it's only 10% bonus gold of offensive heroes in this place. So you can only put like 3 heroes, and you know, 3 of that heroes 10% only. You know, you get 10% bonus gold only. So I took him off, and I put the orc band. Oh, I took the gold castle and put the orc band instead. And I use this one too, military band, because he adds 35% extra gold. I use the trophy, 35% extra gold. The tree this is 42. Oh no, well I think if I'm it might be 30% extra gold every time it ripe, or you know, because the more waves you see, that the top one right there, the purple, when it gets filled out, you get like I think 30% extra gold. So that, and I was using mine, but the mine is only 10%, so I don't think it's worth it. So I'm using Tower, Hero Guild, and Archer Guild. So yeah, I think that's my gold setup. And lastly, my third is like a colony / infinity town setup. So with that, I have a lot of defense here. So most of, like, well, the MP recovery, because especially the infinity town takes so long for me to beat, like at least 10 minutes now. I'm having trouble with 98k, 98k, and eventually I lose when I do 98k, like in 10 minutes. As soon as like around 10 minutes, I would run out of MP, and I end up, you know, not I wouldn't be able to use some of the skills of my heroes, or actually most of it, so I end up dying. But I'm working on that one. So I have that soul ring, defense, a lot of defense. Unicorn shield defense 25%, siege defense 40%, and I use the power glove and the curse knife, and I even use the shield castle. That's 10% extra, but that helps too. Also, I forgot to mention most of my build, I use the minigun, lightning castle, and the ballista. This is the max for level, the 9,999. So this is a prestige level. If it's green color like the cannon castle, once it passes 10k, it will turn purple. So right now I'm working on my ballista. So wait, let's look at this one. Yeah, my ballista, I'm working on it right now. Then I use the poison castle, and yeah, for the for the colony build, I just started using the witches. So the witches is mainly there to block the enemies. So I need bodies on the ground, so I use them to block the enemies mostly. And yeah, let's see what I have for Alice, or let's start with Lissa. Lissa, I have MP cost, attack speed, summon unit, +1 summon unit, fire damage, critical damage, summon unit. So he's fire, so that plus fire damage, it would count there. It would count. So yeah, it's pretty decent. So Alice, I just need to, I guess cooldown is okay. Fire damage, is she fire? Yeah, she is fire. Okay, I guess that's a decent bow. And bracelet. Now I have fire, fire, +1 arrow. I'm not sure. I don't think the +1 arrow will work on the mages. So I think that's a useless skill on her. So, but yeah, the fire and fire damage is pretty good. So let's try Dorothy. Dorothy, fire, fire plus damage, regular damage. So that's pretty good. And this I have fire damage, damage, and the boss damage. So yeah, level 1000 they only use 830 MP, so that's why I don't want to level them up high, because I don't want to run out of MP for like in a short period of time. And I use the wolf druid for basically for defense, because the ENT, if you have like 3 of those, you would have for every one you get 5% additional defense. So I have 2 because of my ring. So the critical damage and +1 summon is it's useful. The cooldown is not, because they don't use cooldown for the druid, the wolf druid. So but I'm just leveling this up. And the staff, attack speed, knockback, critical damage, that's pretty good. I used that one. And what else here? That's pretty much it. Yeah, and I used the cannon, I used the spring water. This is the cooldown, the bar. Okay, so that's my setup right now. And if you're new, you're trying to get items, I would recommend doing dragons, green and black dragons. After that, the red, sin, and legendary, every time you beat them, you would they would add 5 additional defense. So yeah, but this is in early stage. I would recommend dragons to get items. And oh yeah, I forgot, I used the defensive barracks and the frozen tower, also the splash and the thunder, the thornworm and the thunder. And let's see here, that's pretty much it. So alright guys, I'm pretty tired, so that's it for the video.